we're going to kind of reverse order, so the next question will start with Cameron. And it's question number 3 about the police station. What is your position on the failed bond measure to build a new police station? Should it be brought back before voters? If so, what should be the scope of the plan and where should the station be located?
I don't think that the old measure should be brought back. I think that what needs to be done is a new plan needs to be drawn up, and a new facility needs to be created that would fit roughly the size of the police force we have now. And the new station should be centrally located for easy access to the entire city.
I believe we do need a new building. The one that we have is not seismic. It is a very old historical building that started out as a market, and the police are in there. It does not suit their needs of their daily functions, so it is an absolute imperative that we do replace it. But to me, the location, that is something that I think the whole city needs to talk about. As citizens, we need to make sure, is it in a location that is workable for everyone? And it needs to be on a main road, that so when we have a situation that they can get to the streets that they need to get to. But I do think we need to bring it back to the voters, but a different plan, not the plan that we had. It was very costly, and it was larger than I think is necessary at this time, but we do need to plan for the future. So we can't build a building that just satisfies today. We have to make sure we have some future room there.
Mike.
A new police station may be our most critical capital need, and I have strongly advocated for just such a facility. While the original bond measure failed, it did accomplish one very important goal. It educated the citizens of West Linn about the condition of our present police station. Our present police station is an extremely dangerous building, and our police must be moved to a safe, modern facility. There are several adequate sites that would be acceptable for the new police station. A city task force is examining those sites and alternatives and the parameters around which we should develop such a facility. It's wise to wait for the task force recommendations before committing to a place or facility. That being said, I have gone on record that the new police station should not be located on the Parker Road property located behind Safeway. I absolutely believe that property should be developed as a community gathering place, and again, think it's wise to wait to see what the Aquatic Community Center Task Force recommends. While we should look at cost-effective solutions, I want our new facility to reflect the spirit of West Linn. I want my daughter to tour the new police station just as she toured the new fire stations and say, wow, this is cool. I want our police and community to be proud.
I strongly support building a new police station. This is essential for our community. The old station is not structurally sound for housing a police force. We need to build a police station which will accommodate the needs for our city at build-out. That is not a large increase. We have appointed a citizen task force that is looking at all the sites that we evaluated initially, and I think they should continue with that work, and they should evaluate additional new sites that they may identify as new additional options. After they've gone through a process of evaluating the sites and the needs of the police department, they can come back to the City Council with recommendations. We will need to hold a series of open houses so citizens can provide their input as to the structure, where it is, and give their input. We made a mistake, I think, in our first police bond, that we didn't provide enough opportunities for the citizens to be involved and provide their input into the design and location of the police station. And hopefully with the addition of this task force and some more community meetings, we can get that additional input before we put anything back on the bond for the citizens to vote on.
As I've been going door to door, this is those events in our city history that takes up a lot of time talking to people. This process sort of crystallizes exactly why people are unhappy with the way city government currently works. I mean, it's obvious to anyone who's toured the current facility that we need a new one. Nobody's arguing about that. In this process, the city hired consultants, and they made all the decisions in the back room, behind closed doors, because it was confidential. They picked the site, the size, the scale, the scope, the amenities, and then at the very end of the process, they held one public meeting where they asked people to decide what sort of architectural facade would go on the building. They essentially asked us, what kind of siding do you want? What color do you want to paint it? And then they put it on the ballot. This is a pretense of public process, and it presages what's wrong with our planning process and our compliance with Goal 1. At that meeting, one person stood up and asked a very simple question. How many FTEs? How many full-time equivalent? How many police personnel is this building being built for? I was that guy. And the answer was 80. We currently have 37 people, 37 FTEs working in our police force. And they were designing a building for 80. Who do you think they were designing it for? And that's why people fail to trust the city government. And that's why I hope the new task force, with a public process, brings forward a plan that the people can believe in and fund, because our police deserve it.